In this video, we'll be going over Form 1 of the pension application. Page 1 of Form 1 is titled Application for Retirement Benefits. You are going to check one of the lines here at the very top. If you are retiring between the ages of 55 and 60, then you will check this line here for early retirement. If you are retiring between the ages of 60 and 62, you'll check this line. If you are retiring after your 62nd birthday or your 5th anniversary of participation in the plan, you're going to check for a normal retirement. If you left covered employment before you were eligible to retire, so if you're not retiring from an active status, you're going to check this line here. And if you are retiring after your age 72 or the applicable age per the IRS, this is considered your required beginning date, you would check this line here. You're going to write your requested retirement effective date on this line. Please note that your retirement effective date cannot be more than 6 months from when we sent you your application per federal law. If your requested effective date is after 6 months, then a new application will need to be completed. Your effective date is always going to be the first of the month following when we receive your completed application, unless otherwise noted. Here you're going to put your basic contact information, your name, address, social security number, phone number, email address, and date of birth. For number 7, please check the box that best describes your marital status. If you are married, you're going to include your spouse's information for number 8. If you have ever been divorced, you're going to check yes for number 9 and write the date of divorce on the line. If you have been divorced more than once, please provide all dates of divorces. Please also submit a complete copy of all divorce decrees and marital settlement agreements. If a portion of your pension was awarded to your ex-spouse through your divorce, then a qualified domestic relations order must be submitted to split your pension benefit. If you know that she was awarded a portion of your pension, you would check yes and then attach a copy of the qualified domestic relations order. If you are unsure if the fund office has copies of these documents, please call to ensure that we have all the documentation that we need. Typically, the qualified domestic relations order is handled prior to your retirement because a reduction needs to be put on your pension statement so you know exactly what benefit amounts you are entitled to at retirement. If this is not submitted timely, it may delay your retirement. If you were divorced and you know a portion was assigned to your ex-spouse and you do not see a quadro reduction, please contact the fund office immediately. On page 2 of the application for number 10, you're going to check one of the following. If you left covered employment already, you're going to check the first line. You're going to write the date that you left and your last employer. This should be the last employer that you worked for Local 265. If you are still currently working and plan on working up until your retirement effective date, you will check B. You'll put your predicted last day worked. The fund office uses this date to determine if any additional hours are due after you are already processed for payment. You will also include the employer's contact information under here. Number 11 is asking if you ever worked for another sheet metal union. If you have, you're going to check yes, and you're going to provide the local union number, where they're located, and the dates that you were working. If you are unsure about where they're located or the dates you are working, please still at least provide the local union number so then we can verify if you were on a reciprocal agreement as a traveler. We need to make sure that we have all of your contributions here at your home local. If you have ever served in the armed forces, you're going to check yes, and you must attach a copy of your DD Form 214. If you answered yes, you're going to write down the branch of service and the date that you were entered and the date that you were discharged. Then you will sign and date the bottom of this form. Form 1, page 3 is just a checklist for you. This is not a required form to be submitted back into the fund office. This form lists all the different proofs of age that we can accept, the best being your birth certificate or a real ID that has the star in the corner. Otherwise, any of these other forms are acceptable. So you must submit a copy of your proof of age and your spouse's proof of age if you are married, a copy of your Social Security card and your spouse's Social Security card. If either of you do not have a copy of your Social Security card, we can also accept a copy of your 1040 tax form or a letter from Social Security with your full Social Security number. We would also need a copy of your ID and your spouse's ID, or we can also accept your passport with your signature since it is a photo identification containing a signature. And as stated previously, if you have been divorced, we would need a complete copy of your divorce decree and marital settlement agreement and a copy of your qualified domestic relations order if a portion is awarded to your ex-spouse. And if you served in the armed forces, we would need a copy of your DD Form 214. If you are unsure what documentation the fund office already has, please contact us. Form 1, page 4 of the application is titled Past and Present Employment Form. If you are presently working in any occupation, you're going to check yes and provide the present employer information here. If you are currently working for a signatory employer, you do not need to include a letter from your employer stating your specific job duties and the number of hours you work monthly. If you are currently working for a non-signatory employer, regardless of the type of work it is, whether it's in relation to HVAC or not, you must include a letter from your employer stating your specific job duties and number of hours you work monthly. They can also provide a copy of the job posting for your job, or we can also accept a past and present employment form for the employer that they can fill out. If you would like a copy of that form for the employer, please contact the fund office. Letter B is asking what type of work have you been doing since you last worked under the Smart Local 265 plan. If you are working for a signatory employer, you do not need to fill out this section. If you are not working for a signatory employer and you are applying for your vested benefit, please provide all of your past employment information since you last worked for Local 265. If needed, please write additional jobs on a separate sheet of paper. If you have retired from other employment and you're no longer working, please provide proof of retirement. The bottom of this page is asking if you were ever an owner of the company. You must read each question and check yes or no for numbers 1 through 3. If you checked yes to any of the above, additional information may be required. Please contact the fund office to determine what additional documentation may be needed for your application. Additionally, if you are age 62 or older as of your retirement effective date, if you are no longer working at all in any capacity, you must also include a yearly Social Security earnings statement from the year you turned age 62 through the current date. And to finalize this form, you're going to sign and date the bottom.